The insurance agent calls while I'm still in the ICU, breathing through a tube. She wants to confirm, did I authorize changing my own death beneficiary? I can't answer. The ventilator hisses with each mechanical breath, and Linda Chen from Coastal Life Insurance doesn't seem to notice, or maybe she's used to one-sided conversations. Her voice is professional, detached, the kind of tone that suggests she's reading from a script. Mr. Hayes, our records show a beneficiary modification was submitted 6 weeks ago. The policy, your $2.5 million term life policy, now lists Marcus Webb as the sole beneficiary. Can you confirm you authorized this change? I try to speak. Nothing comes out but a wheeze through the tube. My right hand, the one that isn't in a cast, fumbles for the nurse call button. Mr. Hayes, are you there? A nurse appears. Her name tag says Jennifer. She sees my eyes, wide and frantic, and takes the phone. This is Jennifer Carter, Mr. Hayes' nurse. He's intubated and can't speak right now. Is this urgent? I can hear Linda's voice through the receiver, tinny and distant. I'm calling from Coastal Life Insurance. There's been a beneficiary change on his policy, and given the circumstances, I wanted to verify it was legitimate. Jennifer's expression shifts. She looks at me, then back at the phone. What circumstances? The plane crash. Mr. Hayes survived, but Linda pauses. Ma'am, I probably shouldn't be making this call at all. It's just, the timing. Beneficiary change 6 weeks ago. Plane crash 3 days ago. When these things line up like this, we're supposed to flag it. Jennifer's hand tightens on the phone. Who's the beneficiary? Marcus Webb. I don't know anyone named Marcus Webb. Jennifer must see something in my face because she leans closer. Mr. Hayes, do you know this person? I shake my head. Once. Definitive. She turns back to the phone, her voice dropping. He says he doesn't know who that is. Linda Chen's silence stretches 3 seconds too long. When she speaks again, the professional veneer cracks. Then we have a problem. If you've ever gotten a call that changed everything, the kind where you know, even before they finish the sentence, that nothing will ever be the same, leave a comment. Just 2 words. I understand. You're not alone in this. They remove the breathing tube 2 hours later. The first thing I say is Victoria. And my father, who's been sitting vigil in the corner chair for 3 days straight, looks up from his coffee. She's in the cafeteria, he says. Robert Hayes, 68 years old, retired LAPD detective, knows when someone's lying before they open their mouth. He's studying me now with that same look, the one that used to make suspects confess. Why? Marcus Webb. My voice is gravel. Who is he? My father's face doesn't change, but his stillness becomes absolute. Where did you hear that name? Insurance company called. They said Victoria changed my life insurance. $2.5 million. Beneficiary is now Marcus Webb. Dad... I have to stop. Cough. The pain in my ribs is a living thing. Dad, I don't know anyone named Marcus Webb. Robert sets his coffee down slowly, deliberately. 27 years on the force taught him to control his reactions, but I see it anyway. The flash of something cold and calculating crossing his face. I'll handle this, he says. No. I try to sit up. The monitors start beeping. I need to know... Christopher. He's next to the bed now, hand on my shoulder. Gentle. Firm. You nearly died 72 hours ago. The doctor said another 1,000 feet, and the impact would have killed you. You've got 3 broken ribs, a fractured wrist, and a concussion. Let me do what I do. He's already pulling out his phone. Dad, I'm going to make some calls, quiet calls, and then we're going to figure out who Marcus Webb is and why your wife put him on your life insurance policy. He pauses at the door. And Christopher, don't mention this to Victoria yet. Not until we know what we're dealing with. The door closes. I lie back, staring at the ceiling tiles, counting them. 53, visible from this angle. Somewhere in this building, my wife is eating lunch. Somewhere out there, a man named Marcus Webb is listed to receive $2.5 million when I die. 6 weeks ago, someone changed that policy. 3 days ago, my plane fell out of the sky. I'm starting to think those two things might be connected. The crash happened over the Mojave. I've flown that route 200 times. Los Angeles to Phoenix, routine cargo run, the kind of flight I could do in my sleep. Maybe that was the problem. 40 minutes in, the fuel gauge starts dropping. Not gradually, rapidly. I'm watching the needle fall like someone pulled a plug. Tower, this is November 7-2 Bravo Charlie. I'm showing a fuel emergency. Gauge is reading critical and I'm still 90 miles out. The controller's voice crackles back, calm and measured. They train for this. November 7-2 Bravo Charlie. Roger, can you maintain altitude? Negative. I'm losing power. The engine coughs. Once, twice, then it dies. The silence in a cockpit when the engine quits is the loudest sound you've ever heard. No more propeller thrum. No more instruments humming. Just wind and the sickening sensation of falling. I have maybe 3 minutes to find somewhere to land. Below me, desert, rocks, a 2-lane highway cutting through nothing. I aim for the highway, the radio. November 7-2 Bravo. Charlie, emergency services are en route. Do you have the road in sight? Affirmative. My hands are steady. Years of training override the fear. Nose up, airspeed at 60 knots, flare at the last second. The wheels hit asphalt going 70 miles an hour. The right wing clips a mile marker sign. The plane spins, metal screaming, and then we're tumbling. The world goes sideways, then upside down, then dark. I wake up to a man's voice. He's breathing. We've got a pulse. The smell hits me first. Fuel. Not the normal aviation fuel smell. Something sweeter. Chemical. Wrong. A paramedic leans into view. Sir, can you hear me? Don't move. You've been in an accident. The fuel, I manage. Something's wrong with the fuel. Sir, you need to stay still. Check the fuel. I grab his arm. Check it. Someone tampered with my plane. He glances at his partner. The look that passes between them says, crazy, shock, head trauma. But I know what I smelled, and I know what I didn't do. I didn't fail to check my fuel before takeoff. I didn't miss a maintenance issue. I've been flying for 18 years. You don't survive 18 years by being careless. Someone wanted me in the ground. 3 days later, Tony Delgado from Desert Aviation calls my hospital room. Tony's the mechanic who inspected the wreckage. I've known him for a decade. He doesn't do small talk. Chris, we need to discuss your plane. How bad is it? That's not... He stops, starts again. The fuel line had contamination, methanol-based additive. It's not something that happens accidentally. My chest tightens. What are you saying? I'm saying someone put something in your fuel that shouldn't be there. And there's more. Papers rustle in the background. The safety wire on your fuel cap? It was cut. Clean cut, not wear pattern. Someone accessed your fuel system, Chris. This wasn't an accident. The monitors start beeping faster. The FAA's going to want to interview you, Tony continues. They're calling it suspicious. I'm calling it what it is. Someone tried to kill you. I close my eyes. See Victoria's face. Her smile when I left for the airport that morning. She made me coffee. Kissed me goodbye. Told me to fly safe. 6 weeks ago, she changed my life insurance. 3 days ago, someone sabotaged my plane. The math is simple. The answer is unbearable. Victoria arrives 20 minutes after Tony's call. I hear her heels clicking in the hallway before I see her. Louboutins, Red Soles, the $200 pair I bought her for our anniversary. She appears in the doorway looking perfect. Too perfect. Hair blown out, makeup flawless, wearing the cream Burberry coat that cost more than my first car. Baby. She rushes to the bed. Her perfume hits me, something new. Not the Chanel No. 5 she's worn for years. Something heavier, more expensive. Oh my God, I was so worried. I went to get coffee, and when I came back, they said you'd had a panic attack. What happened? She reaches for my hand. I let her take it. Watch her face. Just stress, I say. Bad dreams about the crash. Of course. Her thumb strokes my knuckles. The gesture is automatic, practiced. It's going to be okay. You're alive. That's all that matters. The insurance company called. Her hand stops moving, just for a second, then resumes. What? Why? Routine check-in, making sure all the paperwork's in order. I'm watching her eyes now. In case I died, they wanted to confirm the beneficiary information. Oh. She smiles. It doesn't reach her eyes. Well, that's morbid, but I guess they have to do their job. They said something strange, though. I keep my voice light, conversational. They said the beneficiary was recently changed. Did you have to update anything? New address or something? She blinks, recovers. I don't think so. I mean, maybe when we refinanced the house, there was so much paperwork, I might have signed something. She's lying. I've been married to this woman for 12 years. I know her tells. The way she touches her collarbone when she's nervous. The slight uptick at the end of her sentences when she's unsure. She's doing both right now. Huh, weird. I squeeze her hand. I'm sure it's nothing. Right. Nothing. She leans down, kisses my forehead. I'm just so grateful you're okay. When I got the call that your plane went down, I thought... Her voice breaks. Perfect timing. A single tear slides down her cheek. I thought I'd lost you. The nurse from earlier, Jennifer, appears in the doorway. Mrs. Hayes, sorry to interrupt. The doctor wanted me to ask, when was the last time Mr. Hayes had visitors besides you? Victoria straightens. What do you mean? Just updating our records. Has anyone else been by? Friends? Co-workers? No. Victoria's voice is steady now, confident. Just me. I've been here every day. Jennifer's expression doesn't change. Every day? The log shows you left yesterday morning and didn't return until this afternoon. The air in the room shifts. Victoria touches her collarbone. I had to go home, get clothes, handle some things. Of course, Jennifer says pleasantly. Just wanted to make sure our records matched up. She leaves. Victoria watches her go, then turns back to me. She's very thorough. Hospital policy, I guess. Right. She picks up her purse, a new one, Bottega Veneta, butter soft leather, $4,000 if it's a dime. I didn't buy her that one. I should let you rest. I'll come back tonight with dinner. Is there anything you want? Just you, I say. She smiles, kisses me again, whispers, I love you so much. I watch her walk away, watch those expensive heels click against linoleum, watch her pull out her phone before she even reaches the elevator. I've never heard her laugh like that. Wait. No. That's later. That's tomorrow. Right now she just leaves. And I realize something as the door closes. She's not sorry I almost died. She's sorry I didn't. My father comes back after midnight. I'm not asleep. Haven't been since Victoria left. The pain meds make me fuzzy, but not fuzzy enough to stop thinking. He sits in the visitor chair without turning on the light. For a minute, we just exist in the dark together. Marcus Webb, he finally says, 41 years old, born in Sacramento, 2 fraud convictions, 2008 and 2015, served 18 months each. Clean since then, at least officially. What kind of fraud? Insurance fraud, both times. Robert pulls out a small notebook. Even in the dark, I know he's reading from it. Muscle memory from 3 decades of case notes. First time, he convinced an elderly woman to change her will. Then her house mysteriously burned down. Second time, similar pattern. Befriended a widow, got added to her life insurance. She died in a car accident 3 months later. Prosecutors couldn't prove he caused the accidents, but the pattern was enough for fraud charges on the financial manipulation. My ribs hurt when I breathe. How long has Victoria known him? That's the question, isn't it? Robert leans forward. The chair creaks. I called in a favor, had someone pull phone records. Victoria's been in contact with a number registered to Marcus Webb for 4 months. 4 months. There's more, Robert says quietly. I found 2 other cases, not prosecuted, but flagged. Jennifer Morrison died 2019. Patricia Lang died 2022. Both had recently changed their life insurance policies. Both policies named Marcus Webb as beneficiary. Both deaths ruled accidental. The room is very still. Jennifer drowned in her bathtub. Patricia drove off a cliff. Brake failure. The insurance companies paid out. Morrison, $1.8 million. Lang, $2.1 million. Marcus Webb collected both. He's done this before. My voice sounds distant, clinical. Victoria is helping him kill me. We don't know that yet. We need evidence. The plane was sabotaged, Dad. The mechanic confirmed it. Someone cut the safety wire, contaminated the fuel. Victoria changed my insurance 6 weeks ago. She's been talking to a con artist who's killed at least 2 other women for their money. The evidence is sitting right in front of us. Robert is quiet for a long moment. When he speaks, his voice carries the weight of every murder case he ever worked. Then we build a case. Properly, legally. We document everything. We find proof. And we make sure when this goes to court, there's no question about what happened. He stands, puts a hand on my shoulder. Get some rest, son. Tomorrow we start digging. But I can't rest, because somewhere out there, Marcus Webb is still waiting for his $2.5 million. And somewhere in this city, my wife is planning my funeral. By morning, I'm clear-headed enough to think. The hospital smell, antiseptic, and desperation has become background noise. My phone sits on the bedside table. 17 missed calls, 12 from Victoria, 5 from numbers I don't recognize. I don't call any of them back. Instead, I ask Jennifer, the nurse, for a favor. I need to see my banking statements. My laptop's at home, but I can access everything through my phone. Can you help me sit up? She adjusts the bed, watches me with those careful eyes that miss nothing. Are you sure you should be doing this right now? I'm sure I need to know what's happening in my own life. It takes 20 minutes to navigate the bank's website with one working hand. When the statements finally load, I understand why Victoria looked nervous yesterday. 11 credit cards. I recognize 2 of them, the joint Visa, the American Express we use for travel points. The other 9 are new, recent, all in my name, but I never applied for them. Total balance, $340,000. My hands start shaking. I click through transaction histories, cash advances, wire transfers, ATM withdrawals in places I've never been. And one recurring charge that appears like a heartbeat through the statements, always the same amount, always the same merchant code, $5,000 every Friday. For the past 4 months, merchant name Elysian Club LLC. I search the name. It takes 3 clicks to find the website. Invitation only poker club. High stakes games, minimum buy-in, $5,000. Victoria doesn't play poker. She doesn't gamble. She thinks casinos are tacky, but someone's been using our credit to play every Friday for 16 weeks. I keep scrolling, find the most recent statement. The charge is dated 2 days before my plane crashed. Amount $47,000. Memo line, final payment, MW Marcus Webb. The timestamp on that transaction is 11:43 p.m. I was already at the airport by then doing my pre-flight check. Victoria was supposedly asleep at home. But according to this statement, she was at an underground poker club, making a $47,000 payment to the man who's about to inherit $2.5 million when I die. I call Robert. He answers on the first ring. I found something, I say. He arrives 30 minutes later with a banker in tow, someone he knows from his LAPD days, the kind of favor that doesn't ask questions. They sit in my hospital room with a laptop running forensics on the credit card applications. The signatures don't match, the banker says. His name is Paul Chen, and he's been working financial fraud cases for 20 years. See this? He zooms in on one of the applications. Your signature slants right. This one slants left. Different pressure points. Different letter formation on the H in Hayes. Someone forged these, Robert says. All 9 of them. Paul clicks through each application. Whoever did this was careful. They used your social security number, your date of birth, real addresses. But the signatures are wrong. We can file fraud claims, freeze the accounts. No. I'm surprised by how calm I sound. Not yet. If we freeze them now, whoever's been using them will know we're looking. I need to understand what's happening first. Robert and Paul exchange glances. Christopher, my father says carefully, if Victoria forged these, then she's been planning this for months, maybe longer. I pull up the Elysian Club website on my phone, show them the membership page. This place requires referrals. You can't just walk in. Someone brought her there. Someone taught her how to lose $340,000 in 4 months. Marcus Webb, Robert says. Has to be. I zoom in on the FAQ section. Look at this. All debts settled through Elysian management. Discretion guaranteed. It's a system. Get someone in debt, get them desperate, then offer them a way out. Life insurance fraud, Paul murmurs. Christ! My father stands, paces to the window. He's thinking. I can see the gears turning. Detective mode, case building mode. When he turns back, his face is set. We need to find this club. We need to find Marcus Webb, and we need to do it before he realizes you're onto him. He looks at me. Can you fake it with Victoria? Pretend you don't know? Every fiber of my being screams no, but I think about Jennifer Morrison drowning in her bathtub, Patricia Lang driving off a cliff, 2 women who probably never saw it coming. I think about that $47,000 payment marked final, like the job is done, like all that's left is waiting for the payout. Yeah, I tell my father, I can fake it. Because if Marcus Webb thinks I'm still in the dark, he might get sloppy, and if I'm very, very lucky, he might make a mistake. They discharge me on day 5. Broken ribs, fractured wrist, concussion. None of it matters because I sign the AMA forms and walk out with Robert's hand under my elbow. Victoria meets us in the lobby, all concern and careful touches. Baby, are you sure about this? The doctor said another few days. I need to be home. I manage a smile. My own bed, my own space. She softens. Of course. I'll take care of you. Robert drives. Victoria sits in the back with me, holding my good hand. Through the rearview mirror, I catch my father's eyes. He gives the smallest shake of his head. Not yet. Not here. The house looks the same. Craftsman style in Pasadena, the one we bought 8 years ago when my cargo business started turning profit. Jacaranda tree in the front yard. Welcome Matt Victoria picked out at Home Goods. Everything normal, except it's not. Robert helps me inside while Victoria fusses with pillows on the couch. I'll make tea. Are you hungry? I can order from that Thai place you like. Just tired. I ease onto the couch. Every movement pulls at my ribs. I'll let you rest. She kisses the top of my head, grabs her purse, that expensive Bottega Veneta bag. I need to run to the store, grocery pickup. I'll be back in an hour. The door closes. Her car pulls out of the driveway. Robert counts to 60, then she's gone. I pull out my phone, open the security app I installed 3 years ago when we had that string of break-ins in the neighborhood. 6 cameras, front door, back door, garage, living room, kitchen, master bedroom. I've never told Victoria about the bedroom camera. It's hidden in the smoke detector, faces the bed. I've never had a reason to check it. Until now. Robert sits beside me as I pull up the footage. When do you want to start? Yesterday morning, when I was still in the hospital. I press play. The timestamp reads 9:47 a.m. The bedroom is empty, bed made, everything normal. Then the door opens. Victoria walks in. She's on her phone laughing. That laugh. The one I'd never heard until this moment. I know, she's saying. He's fine, talking, alert. The doctors say he'll make a full recovery. She's quiet, listening. Then, no, he doesn't suspect anything. He thinks it was just an accident. My chest tightens. I'll be home in 20 minutes, she continues. Yeah, I miss you too. She ends the call, starts changing clothes, peeling off the hospital visit outfit, putting on yoga pants and a tank top, comfortable, like she's getting ready to relax. The front door opens off camera. We hear it through the audio. Victoria's face lights up. She runs out of frame. Robert reaches over, turns up the volume. We hear her voice distant. Oh my God, I thought you'd never get here. A man's voice, low and smooth. Couldn't stay away. How's our favorite pilot? Alive. Victoria's laugh again. Unfortunately. Footsteps on the stairs. They appear in the bedroom doorway. Victoria, and a man I've never seen before, tall, well-built, dark hair going silver at the temples, expensive watch, custom suit. He moves like someone who's used to being watched, confident, relaxed. He pulls Victoria close, kisses her hard. This must be Marcus Webb, Robert says quietly. I can't speak. On screen, they're on my bed. Marcus is unbuttoning his shirt. Victoria is helping. They're talking between kisses. 6 weeks, Marcus murmurs. Just 6 more weeks and we'd have been set. He survived a plane crash. Victoria's voice catches. What are the odds? Bad ones. Marcus pulls back, frames her face with his hands. But it's fine, we adjust. There are other ways. Like what? Like we be patient, like we wait for the right moment. He kisses her forehead. Trust me, baby, I've done this before. Victoria stiffens slightly. You've never told me about before. Because before doesn't matter. You matter. He's smoothing her hair now. You're different. You're special. Those other women, they were just practice. Other women. Robert pauses the video. Do you need a minute? I shake my head. Keep going. He presses play. Marcus is standing now, walking to my dresser. Opens the top drawer. My watch collection, cufflinks, the Rolex my grandfather left me. He picks up the Rolex, examines it. Nice piece. What's this worth? 20,000 maybe? Victoria sits up, wrapping the sheet around herself. Why? Just thinking about assets. When we settle the estate. He sets the watch down, picks up a photo instead. Wedding photo. Me and Victoria on the beach in Maui. You're going to need to sell this place. Too many memories. I can't think about that right now. You're going to have to. When he's gone, there's a process. Life insurance takes time. They investigate, especially with accidental death. You'll need to play the grieving widow. Perfectly. He sits beside her on the bed. No expensive purchases, no sudden trips. You live small, you cry at the right moments, and you wait. Victoria's quiet for a long moment. How long did the others wait? Jennifer waited 3 months before filing the claim. Patricia waited 4. His voice is casual. Teaching. The key is making them believe it. The insurance investigators, the friends, the family. Everyone has to see a widow destroyed by grief. I don't know if I can... You can. He tilts her chin up. You're a good actress, Victoria. You've been playing the perfect wife for 12 years. A few more months won't kill you. But it might kill me, I think. What if he survives again? Victoria whispers. What if we try something else and he won't? Marcus's voice hardens. Next time we don't leave it to chance. Next time I handle it personally. The screen goes dark. They're moving off camera. We hear clothes rustling. More kissing. Then Marcus's voice clear as day. By the way, I used your computer while you were at the hospital. Ordered some things. They'll be delivered to the P.O. box. What kind of things? Supplies, for when the time comes. I stop the recording. Robert and I sit in silence. The house ticks and settles around us. Somewhere down the street, a dog barks. Normal sounds, normal day. Except I just watched my wife's lover plan my murder in my bedroom. "We need more," Robert finally says. "This is good, but we need the full picture. We need to know everything." "The storage unit," I say. "You said Marcus has a storage unit?" "Had it for 3 years. Paid in cash. I've got the address." "Then that's where we go." Robert brings bolt cutters. We don't have a warrant, don't have legal authority, but at 2 a.m. in a sketchy storage facility in Van Nuys, nobody's asking questions. Unit 237, standard 10 at Kelly's 10. The lock is industrial grade, but bolt cutters don't care. The door rolls up with a metallic shriek. Inside, filing cabinets, 4 of them, gray metal, the kind you'd see in any office. Robert pulls a flashlight from his jacket, plays it over the space. There's a desk, cheap particle board from IKEA, a laptop closed, a printer, and on the wall, a corkboard covered in photographs. I step closer. 12 women's faces stare back at me. Some are candid shots, at coffee shops, getting into cars, jogging. Others are clearly surveillance photos taken from a distance with a telephoto lens. Under each photo, a name. I recognize 2 of them, Jennifer Morrison, Patricia Lang, both dead. "Jesus Christ," Robert breathes. There's a map beside the corkboard, Los Angeles and surrounding areas, marked with colored pins. Red pins clustered in wealthy neighborhoods, Pasadena, Beverly Hills, Manhattan Beach. Each pin has a number. Robert opens the first filing cabinet. Inside, folders, 12 of them, manila. Color-coded tabs, green, yellow, red. He pulls out the first one. Jennifer Morrison. The tab is red. Red means completed, I realize. Robert opens it. Inside, everything. Credit reports, bank statements, copies of her driver's license, photos of her house, her car, her daily routine, insurance policy documents, and pages of handwritten notes in neat, precise cursive. "Subject is recently divorced," Robert reads aloud. "Vulnerable. Responds well to attention and validation. Timeline estimate, 68 months from first contact to full trust. Estimated payout, 1.8 hours." There's more. Dating profiles Marcus created on various apps, screenshots of their messages, a timeline chart showing their relationship progression. First date, first kiss. First time he stayed over. Each moment calculated, documented, weaponized. At the bottom of the folder, a death certificate, Jennifer Morrison, died March 14th, 2019, cause accidental drowning, and below that, a copy of the insurance payout receipt, 1.8 million, deposited to an account in Marcus Webb's name. Robert sets it down, pulls the next red folder, Patricia Lang, same setup, same progression, different timeline, same result, died November 8th, 2022, cause vehicular accident, brake failure, payout $2.1 million. 2 murders, I say, documented, planned, he kept records of everything. 3 murders. Robert pulls a third red folder. Susan Chen died 2021. Susan Chen, I've never heard that name. The folder is thinner, older. Marcus's handwriting is less refined here, messier. Practice. He was learning. Overdose. Robert Reed, and the sleeping pills ruled suicide. He flips through the papers. Payout, $950,000. He's been doing this for at least 5 years. I move to the second filing cabinet. Pull open the drawer. Yellow folders, 8 of them. "Yellow is pending," Robert says. "Active targets." I don't open them. Can't. Because the third filing cabinet is marked with green tabs. 4 folders. Robert pulls the first one. The name on the tab, Victoria Hayes, my wife. My chest constricts. I can't breathe. The broken ribs scream. Robert opens it anyway. The first page is a profile. Victoria's photo, a candid shot from outside a yoga studio. She's smiling, talking on her phone, coffee in hand. She looks happy, unaware. Below the photo, Marcus's notes. Subject, Victoria Hayes, 37, married 12 years. Husband, Christopher Hayes, commercial pilot. Estimated net worth, 4.2 million combined. Life insurance policy, 2.5 million. Assessment, high value target. Subject shows signs of marital dissatisfaction. Husband travels frequently, limited social engagement. Vulnerability, financial stress, recent home renovation, keeping up with social circle. Entry point, yoga studio, casual encounter. Timeline estimate, 4 to 6 months to trust, 6 to 8 months to full commitment. Risk level, moderate. Husband's family includes retired LAPD detective, requires careful approach. The date on that first page, February 14th, 2024, 8 months ago. I flip through the folder. It's all here. Photos of our house, copies of our financial statements. How did he get these? Screenshots of Victoria's social media, lists of her friends, her routines, her favorite restaurants, and then the progression. March 3rd, first contact. Marcus accidentally bumps into Victoria at Pressed Juicery. They talk for 15 minutes. He gets her number. March 10th, coffee date. Marcus deploys recent divorce story. Victoria sympathizes. March 24th, dinner. Marcus mentions his successful real estate business, offers to give Victoria investment advice. April 7th, first kiss. Victoria's notes indicate guilt, but Marcus reassures her, your husband doesn't appreciate you. You deserve happiness. April 19th. Victoria confides about our financial stress, the renovation cost overruns, the credit card debt I didn't know about. Marcus offers to help. April 28th. Marcus introduces Victoria to the Elysian Club. High-stakes poker, a way to make back what you've lost. May-August. Victoria loses $340,000. Marcus covers some of it, loans her more. She's trapped. August 15th. Marcus proposes the solution. Change Christopher's life insurance beneficiary. Create an accident. Split the money. August 17th. Victoria changes the beneficiary. The forged paperwork is in the folder. Marcus did it, I realize. She probably didn't even know the signature was fake. August 28th. Marcus sabotages Christopher's plane. Estimated success rate 85%. The next page is blank except for one line. Project 4 in progress. Timeline 6 months total. Current status delayed. Subject survived crash. Reassessing approach. I close the folder. Behind it, 3 more green folders, each with a red X marked across the tab. The third filing cabinet, 4th drawer. I pull it open. Inside, 3 small velvet boxes. Robert opens the first one. Wedding rings, 3 of them, nestled in red velvet, each one engraved. To Jennifer, forever, 2018. To Patricia, always, 2021. The third ring is simpler, silver band, smaller engraving, SC, Topless MW. Susan Chen, the first victim. The 4th slot in the box is empty, waiting. I look at my own left hand. The gold band Victoria put there 12 years ago at a vineyard in Napa Valley. The inscription inside, all my days. Robert closes the box. His hand is shaking. There's your evidence, he says quietly. 3 murders, 4 attempted, 12 women being hunted. This is enough to bring down an army. We need to get Victoria out. The words surprise me. After everything, after watching her betray me, watching her lover plan my death, I still don't want her dead. She made her choice, Christopher. She made it under duress. You read the notes. He manipulated her, got her into debt, isolated her, then offered the only way out. I'm moving to the desk now, opening drawers. She's not his partner. She's his mark, just like Jennifer and Patricia and Susan. The only difference is he's keeping her alive long enough to play grieving widow. And then? I find what I'm looking for in the bottom drawer. A pistol, Glock 19, and below it, a document, suicide note template. I can't live with what I've done, the template reads. Christopher was supposed to survive. It was just meant to scare him, to make him appreciate life. But he died, and I can't bear the guilt. Please forgive me. The signature line is blank. Below that, Victoria's signature practiced over and over on a separate sheet. Marcus has been learning to forge it. He's going to kill her, I say. After the insurance pays out, he'll stage her suicide, make it look like grief and guilt, and he'll walk away with $2.5 million and no witnesses. Robert takes the papers, photographs them with his phone. Then we need to move fast, he says, because if Marcus even suspects we're onto him... His phone buzzes. He looks at the screen, goes pale. What? Security alert, your house. He pulls up the camera app I gave him access earlier, shows me the screen, live feed from the front door camera. Marcus Webb is standing on my porch, using a key to unlock the door. He walks inside like he owns the place. When did he get a key? Robert demands. I don't know. Victoria must have... I'm already moving. We need to get back there. Christopher, we can't... He's in my house, Dad. He thinks I'm still in the hospital. He thinks he has time. I'm heading for the car. We need to see what he does when he thinks no one's watching. Robert catches up, grabs my arm. And what if he's there to finish the job? What if he's planting evidence, setting up another accident? You can't confront him, not yet. I'm not going to confront him. I pull out my phone. I'm going to record him. We get back to the house at 3:17 a.m. Marcus's car is still in the driveway, a black Mercedes vanity plate, winning. Subtle. I stay in Robert's car while my father creeps to the window, peers inside. He comes back, gestures, living room. Marcus is alone. I pull up the security cameras on my phone, switch to live feed. Marcus is in my study. He's going through my desk drawers, methodical and calm. He finds my passport, sets it aside, finds our marriage certificate, photographs it with his phone, finds the title to the house. Then he opens my liquor cabinet, pulls out the Macallan 25, the bottle my grandfather gave me before he died, worth $2,000, but the sentimental value is incalculable. Marcus pours 3 fingers, neat. Sits in my leather chair, the one that faces the window, the one where I watch the sunset and decompress after long flights. He drinks my whiskey in my chair, scrolling through his phone. Then he makes a call. I turn up the audio. Hey, baby, Marcus says. Yeah, I'm at the house. He's still at the hospital, right? Pause. Good, I'm just checking some things, making sure we're ready for the next step. My hands tighten on the phone. No, not yet. We need to wait until he's home. When he's comfortable, when his guard is down. Marcus swirls the whiskey. I'm thinking maybe 2 weeks. Let him settle back into routine. Then we make it look natural. Maybe another accident, maybe something medical. Pills and alcohol. Grieving husband, couldn't cope with the trauma. Very sad. Very believable. Pause. Victoria's voice is inaudible, but I can imagine her protests. Victoria, listen to me. Marcus's voice hardens. I know you're scared. I know this is difficult, but we're too far in to back out now. You changed that beneficiary. You helped with the plane. If he figures any of this out, you're going to prison right alongside me. Do you understand? Longer pause. That's my girl. His voice softens, manipulative. Just a little longer and we're free. You and me. Bali, remember, the villa on the beach. We'll disappear. New names, new life. No one will ever find us. He ends the call, finishes the whiskey, stands, stretches, looks around my study like he's already planning where he'll put his own furniture. Then he walks to the bookshelf, pulls out a photo album, the one Victoria made for our 10th anniversary. Pictures of us through the years, young and in love, building a life. Marcus flips through it, smiling. He stops on the wedding photo, studies it for a long moment. Then he closes the album, puts it back, pulls out his phone one more time, opens the camera, takes a selfie in my chair, whiskey glass raised. The flash illuminates his face. Sharp cheekbones, cold eyes, satisfied smirk. He sends the photo, caption, almost there. Then he leaves. I watch him walk out the front door, get in his Mercedes, drive away. Robert and I sit in silence. "That's attempted murder," he finally says. "Conspiracy to commit murder. We have him on tape. We have him threatening. We don't have him acting. Not enough for an arrest." I'm thinking like the son of a detective now. We need more. We need the FBI. We need this to be airtight. Then I know someone. Robert pulls out his phone. "Agent I worked with on a joint task force in '08. She owes me a favor. And if Marcus has been doing this across state lines, Jennifer was in Arizona, Patricia in Nevada, this is federal. Make the call." He steps out of the car. I watch my house, dark and quiet. No sign that a murderer was just inside, drinking my grandfather's whiskey and planning my death. On camera, Marcus's voice plays on a loop in my head. Just a little longer, and we're free. But the thing about men like Marcus Webb is they're never free. They're addicts. And I'm about to make sure he overdoses on his own system. Here's what I didn't expect. Part of me wanted to hate her completely. It would have been easier. But watching her hands shake as she held those photos of Emma and Sophie, children she loved being used as weapons against her, I had to ask myself a question, and I'm asking you now. When someone does the wrong thing for understandable reasons, do we call that evil or do we call that human? Drop a 1 if you think Victoria deserves a second chance. Drop a 2 if you think some betrayals can't be forgiven. I'm curious where you stand. The FBI agent's name is Sarah Collins. 42, dark hair pulled back in a tight bun, eyes that have seen too much and remember all of it. She meets us at a diner in Glendale at 7 a.m., 3 days after the storage unit. Robert makes introductions. Sarah doesn't waste time. Robert says you have evidence of a serial killer operating in Southern California. I slide my phone across the table. 3 confirmed murders, 4 attempted, including me, 12 active targets. She watches the security footage, the storage unit photos, Marcus's files. Her expression doesn't change, but her grip on the coffee cup tightens. "Marcus Webb," she says when the videos end. "We've had our eye on him for 3 years. You know about him?" "We know he exists. We know his pattern. We've never been able to prove anything." She zooms in on the storage unit photos. "This changes everything. This is documentation, premeditation, interstate commerce fraud. We can bring RICO charges, conspiracy, murder for hire." She stops, looks at me. "But we need your wife's cooperation." She's a victim too. She's also a co-conspirator. She changed the life insurance beneficiary. She was present when decisions were made. A prosecutor could argue she's equally culpable. She was coerced. He manipulated her into debt, then threatened her family. I pull up the recordings from the storage unit. Listen to this. Sarah listens to Marcus's voice. "Those other women, they were just practice." Her jaw tightens. "He's done this before," I continue. "Jennifer Morrison, Patricia Lang, Susan Chen, all of them followed the same pattern. All of them ended up dead. Victoria is next. He's going to kill her after the insurance pays out." "How do you know?" I show her the suicide note template. The practiced signatures, the prescription bottle receipt, Ambien, purchased online using Victoria's information, scheduled for delivery next week. "He's already setting it up. He'll wait until the insurance investigation closes, then he'll stage her suicide, and he'll walk away with $2.5 million and no witnesses." Sarah is quiet for a long moment. Then, "I need to bring her in, officially. Immunity deal in exchange for testimony." "She won't talk to you. She's terrified of him." "Then you need to convince her, because right now she's facing 25 to life as an accessory to attempted murder. If she cooperates, we can protect her. If she doesn't..." Sarah shrugs. "I'll charge her along with Marcus and let a jury sort it out." Robert leans forward. "Sarah, she's a victim. You know that." "I know the law, Robert. And the law says if you help plan a murder even under duress, you're culpable. I need her to flip. I need her testimony, her recordings, her insider knowledge. Without that, Marcus walks. He won't walk, I say. We have the files, the photos, the circumstantial. Defense will argue he's a collector, a true crime enthusiast, weird but not illegal. The only way we nail him is with direct evidence of planning your murder, and the only person who can provide that is Victoria. The weight of it settles. When? I ask. Today, this morning. We bring her in before Marcus knows we're investigating. We flip her, we wire her, and we get him on tape planning the next move. Then we arrest everyone in his network, the poker club, the document forgers, whoever's been helping him. And if she refuses? Sarah's eyes are hard. Then she goes down with him. Your choice, Mr. Hayes. Save your wife or let her face justice. But decide fast, because every minute we wait is a minute Marcus gets to cover his tracks. I think about the Victoria I married, the one who laughed at my bad jokes and cried at animal shelter commercials, the one who made me coffee before dawn flights and left notes in my suitcase. Miss you already. I think about the Victoria on camera, kissing Marcus, planning my death. Both of them are real. Both of them exist in the same person. I'll talk to her, I say. I wait until Victoria comes home from yoga. She's flushed, happy, carrying a green smoothie. She kisses my cheek. How are you feeling? Do you need anything? We need to talk. I'm sitting on the couch, hands folded. Robert is in the kitchen, out of sight, but close enough to intervene if needed. Victoria sets down her smoothie. Okay, that sounds serious. It is. I pull out my phone. I need you to watch something. I press play. The video is from yesterday. Security footage, Victoria and Marcus in our bedroom. Her face drains of color. Christopher, just watch. She watches herself betray me, watches Marcus plan my murder, watches the whole thing unfold in high definition. When it ends, she's crying. I can explain. Can you? Because from where I'm sitting, it looks pretty clear. You've been sleeping with a con artist. You helped him sabotage my plane. You changed my life insurance to make him rich when I died. So please. My voice is calm, too calm. Explain. He said he loved me. Her voice breaks. He said you didn't appreciate me, that I deserved better, that we could be happy together if I was dead. No, God, no, I never wanted you dead, Christopher, I swear. She's sobbing now, mascara running. At first, it was just an affair. I was lonely. You were always gone. And Marcus was there, and he listened, and he made me feel seen. But then I started losing money at the poker games. I thought I could win it back, but I kept losing. And Marcus said he'd help, but I needed to take out loans, and then you owed him $340,000? She nods miserably. And he said the only way to pay it back was to kill me. He said it would be an accident. You'd survive, but you'd be scared enough to appreciate life, appreciate us. He said it was just to shake you up, to make you realize what you had. I didn't know he was serious about Victoria. I cut her off. He's killed 3 other women. Did you know that? She goes still. Jennifer Morrison, Patricia Lang, Susan Chen, all of them followed the same pattern you did. Affair, debt, life insurance change, accident, and all of them are dead. He murdered them, collected the insurance money, and moved on to the next target. I show her the storage unit photos. You're number 4, and after he gets my insurance money, he's going to kill you too. No, Marcus loves me. He wouldn't. I play the recording of Marcus on the phone. His voice fills the room. I'm thinking maybe 2 weeks. Let him settle back into routine. Then we make it look natural. Pills and alcohol. Grieving husband couldn't cope. Victoria's hands fly to her mouth. He's not going to run away with you to Bali, Victoria. There is no villa on the beach. There's just a storage unit full of dead women's wedding rings, and yours is going to be the 4th one in the box. She's hyperventilating now. But here's the thing. I lean forward. The FBI wants to arrest him. They've been tracking him for years. They have evidence, but they need someone on the inside. Someone who can wear a wire. Someone who can get him to confess on tape. No, I can't. If he finds out, he'll He'll what? Kill you? He's already planning to, Victoria. This is your only option. You cooperate, you testify, and the FBI gives you immunity. You refuse, and you go to prison for attempted murder. I didn't attempt to murder anyone. You changed my life insurance beneficiary. You knew about the plane sabotage. That makes you an accessory. 25 years to life, unless you help us take him down. Robert steps into the room. Victoria, there's something else. He shows her the photos. Emma and Sophie, Victoria's nieces. Marcus has been watching them, Robert says quietly. He knows their routes to school, their schedules. He's been using them as leverage to keep you compliant. As long as you do what he says, the girls are safe. But the moment you become a liability, Victoria's face crumples. He wouldn't. They're children. He's a serial killer, Victoria. Children are just another tool to him. She looks at me, at Robert, at the photos scattered across the coffee table, evidence of her betrayal, Marcus's murders, the web we're all caught in. If I help you, she whispers, if I wear the wire and get him on tape, what happens to me? You testify. You face consequences, community service, probation, restitution, but you don't go to prison. And you save your nieces. And maybe eventually you figure out how to live with what you've done. She's quiet for a long time. Then, I need to tell you something about Marcus, about how deep this goes. She pulls out her phone, opens a folder of screenshots. He's not working alone. The poker club, the document forgers, the mechanic who sabotaged my plane. Victoria has been documenting everything, not because she wanted evidence, because she was terrified and trying to keep track of all the lies. There's a man at the club, Danny Reeves. He runs the games, handles the money. He's Marcus's partner. They've been doing this together for years. She scrolls through messages. And there's a woman, Lisa something, who does the forgeries. She faked my signature on the insurance documents, the loan applications, everything. I never even knew until Marcus showed me the paperwork after it was done. Why didn't you go to the police? Robert asks. Because Marcus said if I did, Danny would hurt Emma and Sophie. He showed me photos. Danny outside their school, Danny at the park where they play. He said one word from him and the girls would disappear. She's shaking. I was trapped. I am trapped. Not anymore. Sarah Collins appears in the doorway. I didn't hear her arrive. Victoria Hayes, I'm Special Agent Sarah Collins, FBI. I need you to come with me. Victoria looks at me. Christopher. It's okay. She's going to help. I'm going to need everything, Sarah says. Every message, every photo, every interaction with Marcus or his associates. And then we're going to prep you to wear a wire, because in 48 hours you're going to meet with Marcus one more time, and you're going to get him to confess to everything. Victoria's crying again. I can't. I'm not strong enough. Yes, you are. I'm surprised by my own words. After everything, part of me still wants to believe she's more than her worst choices. You're strong enough to tell the truth. You're strong enough to protect those girls. You're strong enough to make this right. She nods, slowly, uncertainly. Sarah escorts her to a black SUV parked outside. Before she gets in, Victoria turns back. Christopher, do you think, after all this, do you think you'll ever be able to forgive me? I don't answer, because I don't know. Robert puts a hand on my shoulder. You did the right thing. Did I? Or did I just trade one kind of justice for another? Sometimes they're the same thing. We watch the SUV drive away. My wife, the woman I married, the stranger who tried to kill me, all of them disappearing down the street. 2 days later, Sarah calls. We're ready. Victoria's been briefed. Tomorrow, she meets Marcus at the Elysian Club, 8 p.m. We'll have agents in position, surveillance in place. All she has to do is get him talking. What if he suspects something? Then we abort and arrest him anyway. We have enough for a warrant based on the storage unit evidence, but a confession on tape makes this case ironclad. 12 women, Sarah. We can save them. 12 women who have no idea they're being hunted. What do you need from me? Stay home. Stay safe. Let us handle it. She pauses. And, Mr. Hayes, your wife is a lot braver than you think. She's going to do this. The line goes dead. I sit in my study, looking at the empty whiskey glass Marcus left on my desk. I haven't moved it, haven't cleaned it. It sits there like evidence of an alternate timeline, the one where I died in that plane crash, where Victoria played grieving widow, where Marcus collected $2.5 million and moved on to victim number 5. But that's not this timeline. In this timeline, we fight back. My phone buzzes. Text from Robert. 2 families want to meet you. Jennifer Morrison's husband, Patricia Lang's sister. They heard we're building a case. They want to help. I text back. When? Tonight. I'll pick you up at 6. Thomas Morrison looks like he hasn't slept in 5 years. Maybe he hasn't. He sits across from me in a coffee shop in Santa Monica, hands wrapped around a cup that stopped steaming an hour ago. Jennifer died in the bathtub, he says. March 14th, 2019. The coroner said she slipped, hit her head, drowned. I found her when I got home from work. His voice is flat. Reciting facts is easier than feeling them. She'd been acting strange for months before. Distant, secretive. I thought she was having an affair. She was, I say gently. I know that now. After she died, I found the texts, the hotel receipts, a man named Marcus. But the police said it was an accident, and I was so grief-stricken, I just believed them. I didn't want to think my wife's death was anything more than terrible luck. He pulls out a journal. Leather-bound. Jennifer's name embossed on the cover. I found this a year after she died. It was in a storage box in the garage. Her diary. He opens it to a page marked with a faded ribbon. Read this. The entry is dated February 2019, 1 month before Jennifer died. Marcus makes me feel beautiful again. After everything with Thomas, after he gained weight, after he stopped trying, I thought I'd never feel desired. But Marcus sees me, really sees me. He says we could have a life together. All I have to do is trust him. Thomas's voice cracks. I read that entry at her funeral. I blame myself. I thought if I'd been a better husband, she wouldn't have cheated. She wouldn't have been so unhappy that He stops, breathes. But it was a lie, wasn't it? He wrote those feelings for her. He manufactured her unhappiness. He's a professional, I say. He finds vulnerabilities and exploits them. It's not your fault. I gained 40 pounds after our son was born. Jennifer said it didn't matter, but Marcus used it anyway. Made her think I didn't care about her anymore. Made her think she deserved better. Thomas closes the journal. I've carried that guilt for 5 years. 5 years of thinking I killed my wife by being a bad husband. Across the table, Rachel Lang, Patricia's sister, nods. She's younger, early 30s, but her eyes are ancient. Patricia texted me the night she died, Rachel says. She wrote, "Something's wrong. Marcus is acting strange. If anything happens to me, check Marcus Webb." I was in a meeting. I didn't see the message until the next morning. By then she was dead. Car crash, brake failure. The police said it was mechanical. Just bad luck. She pulls out her phone, shows me the text thread. The final message sent at 9:47 p.m., November 8th, 2022. Rach, I need to tell you something. Marcus isn't who I thought he was. I found papers in his apartment, insurance policies, photos of other women. I think he's been lying about everything. I'm going to confront him tonight. If anything happens to me, check Marcus Webb. Please, I'm scared. Read receipt 7:23 a.m. November 9th, 2022. I was asleep, Rachel whispers. I didn't see it until after the funeral. The police said it was just anxiety, pre-accident nerves. They didn't investigate. I've lived with that guilt for 3 years. If I just looked at my phone, you couldn't have known, Robert says. But I should have. Patricia was scared. She was reaching out, and I was too busy to pick up the phone. Rachel looks at me. Don't let him do this to anyone else. Please, make him pay for what he did to my sister. Thomas slides the journal across the table. This is yours now. Use it. Show the jury what he did. Show them how he gave my wife words that destroyed us. I take the journal. It's heavier than it should be. We're going to stop him, I say. Victoria's wearing a wire tomorrow. We're going to get his confession. And then we're going to make sure he never hurts anyone again. What about Victoria? Rachel asks. Is she facing charges? That depends on what she does tomorrow. Good. Rachel's voice hardens. She helped him. She's part of this. She should pay too. She was manipulated, just like Jennifer and Patricia. No. Rachel cuts me off. Jennifer and Patricia are dead. Victoria is alive. She gets to testify. She gets to make a deal. She gets to walk away. My sister doesn't get that option, so forgive me if I don't have sympathy for your wife. The silence is heavy. Thomas reaches across, touches Rachel's hand. Anger won't bring them back. Justice might. Then let's make sure we get it. Thomas looks at me. All of us, together, for Jennifer, for Patricia, for Susan Chen, whoever she was, and for the women he hasn't killed yet. I stand, shake their hands. Tomorrow night, I say, 8 p.m., the FBI is going to take him down, and we're going to be there to watch. The Elysian Club doesn't look like much from the outside. It's a converted warehouse in Vernon, tucked between a meat-packing plant and an auto body shop. The kind of place you'd drive past without noticing. That's the point. I'm sitting in an FBI surveillance van 2 blocks away. 6 agents, 12 monitors, enough technology to launch a satellite. Sarah Collins stands at the center, headphones on, watching Victoria's GPS signal move closer to the target. She's 3 minutes out, Sarah says. Everyone in position? Confirmations crackle through the radio. Agents at every exit. Snipers on the roof across the street. Undercover operatives inside the club posing as players. Robert sits beside me. His hand grips the edge of the console. She can do this. I want to believe him. On screen, Victoria's car pulls into the parking lot. The camera feed switches to the wire hidden in her necklace, the one I gave her for our anniversary 2 years ago. The irony isn't lost on me. Audio crackles. Victoria's breathing is fast, shallow. Vitals are elevated, an agent reports. Heart rate 110. That's normal, Sarah says. She's scared. Scared is good. Scared keeps you sharp. Victoria walks through the front door. The club opens up before her. Low ceilings, dim lighting, the smell of cigar smoke and expensive cologne. 12 poker tables, maybe 40 people, money changing hands like water. Marcus is at the center table, king of his domain. He sees her, smiles, stands. Baby. He kisses her cheek. The wire picks up every word. I wasn't sure you'd come. We need to talk. Victoria's voice is steady, better than I expected. Of course, let's go somewhere private. He leads her to a back office, closes the door. The camera shows shadows through frosted glass. Talk to me, Marcus says. You sounded upset on the phone. I am upset. Christopher's getting better. He's talking about going back to work. If he gets back in a plane, he won't. Marcus's voice is calm, soothing. We've been through this 2 weeks, maybe 3, and we handle it clean, final. How? Victoria's voice cracks perfectly. How do we make it look natural this time? This is it. The moment we need. Marcus is quiet for a long moment. When he speaks, his voice is different, colder, the mask slipping. You really want to know? I need to know. I can't keep living like this, Marcus. The fear, the waiting. I need to know there's an end. There is. Movement on screen. Marcus is pacing. Here's what we do. We wait until he's comfortable, until he stops being so vigilant. Then one night we invite him out, dinner, drinks, celebrate his recovery. You drive him home. But you don't go home. You go to the cliffs, the ones off Mulholland. You say you want to show him something romantic. The view. And then? And then you get out of the car. Say you need a moment. Walk away. While you're gone, the brakes fail. Mechanical issue. The car rolls backward. Over the edge. 300-foot drop. By the time emergency services arrive, Christopher Hayes is dead. Tragic accident. Grieving widow is too distraught to answer questions. Case closed. Victoria's breathing is ragged. The brakes. You're going to cut the brakes. I have a guy, same one who did Patricia's car. It'll look like natural wear. Old vehicle, mountain roads, unfortunate timing. Patricia. Victoria's voice drops to a whisper. You told me Patricia was different. You said she was. I lied. Marcus cuts her off. Patricia was exactly like you. Exactly like Jennifer. Exactly like Susan. They all thought they were special. They all thought I loved them. He laughs. It's a terrible sound. Love is a tool, Victoria. A very effective one. You create the illusion. You maintain it long enough to get what you need, and then you dispose of the asset. I'm an asset. You're a $2.5 million asset. And once I collect, you become a liability. Unless... He stops. Unless what? Unless you're willing to do this again, with me. There are 8 other women I'm working on right now. Rich, lonely, vulnerable. With your help, we could double the operation. Think about it. You play the friend, the confidant. Help me get close to them. We could be partners, real partners. In the van, Sarah's eyes are wide. He's confessing to everything. On screen, Victoria is silent. Then, what happened to Jennifer and Patricia? After you collected the insurance? Jennifer had an accident, slipped in the bathtub, hit her head. Very sad. Very believable. Marcus's tone is casual, reciting a grocery list. Patricia suspected something, found some of my files. So I had to accelerate the timeline, brake failure, car crash. She texted her sister right before, paranoid nonsense about me being dangerous. Lucky for me, the sister was too busy to read it until the next morning. And Susan? Susan was my first. I was less refined back then. Sleeping pills, staged suicide. The coroner bought it. Her family bought it. Everyone bought it because people want to believe the simple story. Woman depressed, woman takes pills, woman dies. Nobody looks deeper. How many? Victoria's voice is breaking. How many have you killed? 3 confirmed, you be 4. And if you don't want that... Marcus's voice shifts. Dangerous now. If you're having second thoughts, Victoria, we have a problem because you're already in this. You changed the beneficiary. You knew about the plane. If you go to the police, you go down with me. And before I go down, I make a phone call. And Emma and Sophie, those beautiful little girls, they have a very bad accident on their way home from school. Silence. You wouldn't. Try me. The door opens on camera. Marcus walks out. Victoria follows, face pale. We're done here, Sarah says into her radio. All units move in. Go, go, go. The monitors erupt into motion. FBI agents flood the club from every entrance. Shouts, chaos, people scattering. Marcus freezes at the poker table mid-shuffle. Sarah's voice over the loudspeaker. Marcus Webb, FBI, get down on the ground. Hands where I can see them. For 1 second, Marcus's face does something strange. He smiles. Then he reaches into his jacket. Gun! An agent shouts. But it's not a gun, it's a phone. Marcus hits a button, looks directly at the camera. You think you're the first to try this? I've been planning for this day since Susan. I have insurance too. Sarah's voice in my ear. What is he... An agent tackles Marcus. The phone goes flying. They cuff him, haul him up. But Marcus is laughing. Check your email, Agent Collins. I just sent you something special. 12 women, 12 addresses, and 12 associates who know exactly what to do if I get arrested. Sarah's face goes white. She pulls out her phone, opens her email. There's a message from an anonymous account. Subject line, checkmate. Inside, a spreadsheet. 12 names, 12 addresses, and a timer, counting down from 60 minutes. He said a dead man's switch, Sarah breathes. If he doesn't check in every 12 hours, his associates go after the targets. Then check him in, I say. We can't. The system's automated. If he's in custody, it flags him as compromised. The countdown starts anyway. On screen, Marcus is being led out in handcuffs. He's still smiling. 58 minutes. He calls over his shoulder. Better hurry, Agent Collins. Tick-tock. The next hour is chaos. Sarah has agents calling the 12 women on Marcus's list, trying to get them to safe locations. But 3 aren't answering. 2 are out of the country. 1, a woman named Diana Chen in San Diego, is at home alone. I need eyes on Diana Chen, Sarah orders. Now, get San Diego field office on the line. I'm watching the monitors, watching Victoria in the corner of the surveillance van, wrapped in a shock blanket, shaking. Robert leans close. This isn't over. No, but we got him on tape. That's enough for... Christopher. Robert's voice is urgent. Look. He's pointing at a different monitor. Security footage from the Elysian Club's back room. A man I don't recognize, tall, thin, wearing a bartender's uniform, is on his phone. He hangs up, looks directly at the camera, waves. Then he walks out the back exit. That's Danny Reeves, Victoria says quietly. Marcus's partner. He runs the club. Where's he going? To finish what Marcus started. Sarah's head snaps around. What do you mean? Marcus has contingencies. If something goes wrong, Danny handles cleanup. Victoria's voice breaks. He's going to Emma and Sophie's school. He's going to... I'm out of the van before she finishes the sentence. Robert is right behind me. Christopher, wait. Call the school. Get them in lockdown now. Sarah's already dialing. I'm in Robert's car, engine running, before the FBI can stop me. The school is 12 minutes away. I make it in 7. Police are already there. 3 squad cars, lights flashing, parents clustered at the gates, panicked. A teacher is crying. I find the principal. Emma and Sophie Morrison. Where are they? They're safe, locked in my office with 2 officers. Who are you? Family. I need to see them. She studies my face, sees something there, nods. The girls are sitting on a couch holding hands. Emma is 8, Sophie is 5. They look terrified. When they see me, Sophie bursts into tears. Uncle Chris! I'm not their uncle. I've met them exactly twice at family gatherings, but Victoria talks about them constantly, shows me photos, treats them like her own. And Marcus threatened them. I kneel down. Hey, you're okay. You're safe now. The man, Emma whispers, the one who always watches us. He was here, but the police came and he ran away. My blood runs cold. Always watches you? She nods. For months, Aunt Vicky said he was a friend, that he was keeping us safe. Victoria told them Marcus's surveillance was protection. An officer approaches. We got him. Danny Reeves, arrested 2 blocks from here, had a weapon on him. If the school hadn't been on lockdown... I close my eyes. Breathe. Thank you. By the time I get back to the FBI office, it's midnight. The 12 women on Marcus's list are all accounted for. Safe, confused, angry. Sarah meets me in the hallway. We got him. Full confession on tape. Conspiracy to commit murder, 3 counts of first-degree murder, fraud, racketeering. His entire network, 17 arrests total. The poker club, the document forgers, the mechanics. It's done. What about the dead man's switch? Bluff. Marcus doesn't have 12 associates willing to commit murder. He has 3 guys who rigged poker games and forged signatures. The moment we arrested Danny Reeves, the whole system collapsed. And Victoria? Sarah's expression softens. She did what we asked. Got the confession, wore the wire, held it together when most people would have broken. The DA is offering a deal. Fraud charges reduced to a misdemeanor, 2 years probation, 400 hours community service, no jail time. Will she take it? She already did. I find Victoria in an interview room. She looks small, broken, nothing like the woman who used to fill a room with her presence. They told me what you did, she says quietly, saving Emma and Sophie. I didn't do it for you. I know. She twists her wedding ring. She's still wearing it. Christopher, I need you to understand. I don't need to understand anything. You made your choices. You're facing consequences. That's enough. Is it? Because I'm going to lose everything. My blog, my sponsors, my friends. The community already knows. They're calling me a monster. You helped plan my murder, Victoria. What did you expect? A parade? Her face crumples. I don't know. I thought maybe if I testified, if I helped put him away, you might forgive you. I shake my head. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I even want to. Silence. What happens now? She asks. You testify at Marcus's trial. You face your consequences. You figure out how to live with what you've done. I stand. And then we get divorced. She nods, doesn't argue. At the door, I pause. Victoria, the girls are safe. Emma and Sophie, they don't know the full story. Let's keep it that way. Thank you. Her voice is barely a whisper. I don't look back. If this story reminded you that justice isn't always fast, but it can be certain, share your story of finding strength in the truth. The trial takes 4 months. Marcus Webb pleads not guilty. His defense argues the storage unit was a true crime research project. The recordings were taken out of context. The murders were unfortunate coincidences. The jury doesn't buy it. I sit in the courtroom every day, Robert on one side, Thomas Morrison on the other, Rachel Lang behind us. We're a coalition of survivors, watching justice unfold in slow motion. Victoria testifies on day 3. She's wearing a simple gray dress, no makeup, her hair pulled back. She looks like someone else. Maybe that's the point. The prosecutor walks her through everything, the affair, the debt, the manipulation, the threats. Ms. Hayes, did you know Marcus Webb was planning to kill your husband? Yes. Her voice is steady, rehearsed. He told me it would look like an accident, that we'd be together after. I believed him. And did you believe him when he said he loved you? Victoria looks at Marcus. He stares back, expressionless. Yes, she whispers. I believed everything. The defense cross-examines her for 6 hours. They paint her as a willing participant, a co-conspirator, a woman scorned who's now turning on her lover to save herself. Some of it is true, but the recordings don't lie. Marcus's voice, cold and clinical, describing how he killed Jennifer and Patricia, how he planned to kill me, how Victoria was just another asset to be liquidated when convenient. The jury hears all of it. On day 12, Thomas Morrison takes the stand. He reads from Jennifer's diary. The entries Marcus had her write. The manufactured feelings. The fabricated love story. My wife wrote that Marcus made her feel beautiful again, Thomas says, voice breaking. After I gained weight, after I stopped trying, she thought I didn't care about her anymore. But it was a lie. He wrote those words for her. He gave her the feelings that destroyed us. He's crying now. The jury is crying. I read that entry at her funeral. I've carried the guilt for 5 years. 5 years of thinking I killed my wife by being a bad husband. But I didn't kill her. Thomas looks at Marcus. You did. Rachel Lang testifies next. Reads her sister's final text message. Something's wrong. If anything happens to me, check Marcus Webb. Patricia sent that 2 hours before she died. I was in a meeting. I didn't see it until the next morning. Rachel's hands shake. I've lived with that guilt for 3 years. If I just looked at my phone, if I just answered. Your sister tried to warn you, the prosecutor says gently. She knew Marcus was dangerous. She reached out for help. That's not your fault, Miss Lang. But she's still dead. The courtroom is silent. On day 18, the prosecution rests. The defense calls Marcus Webb to the stand. He takes the oath, sits down, adjusts his tie, looks directly at the jury, and smiles. "I'm a businessman," he begins. "I've made mistakes. I've had relationships that ended badly, but I'm not a murderer. I'm not a monster. I'm just a man who fell in love with the wrong women." The prosecutor stands for cross-examination. "Mr. Webb, you testified that you fell in love with the wrong women." "How many wrong women exactly?" "I don't understand the question." "Let me clarify. How many women have you been romantically involved with who later died under suspicious circumstances?" Marcus's jaw tightens. "3. 3 women, Jennifer Morrison, Patricia Lang, Susan Chen, all dead, all with life insurance policies, naming you as beneficiary, all within months of meeting you. That's quite a streak of bad luck, wouldn't you say?" "Objection," Marcus's lawyer calls. "Speculation." Sustained, the prosecutor switches tactics. "Mr. Webb, do you recognize this?" She holds up a poker chip, red with gold trim, Victoria's initials engraved on the side. Marcus's face doesn't change. "No. It was found in your storage unit along with 11 others, each one engraved with a different woman's initials. Would you like to explain why you collect poker chips with women's names on them?" "They're souvenirs from the club." "Souvenirs." The prosecutor sets down the chip, picks up a photograph. "And this is a wedding ring, engraved to Jennifer forever, 2018. It was found in a velvet box in your storage unit, along with 2 other wedding rings from 2 other dead women. Are those souvenirs too?" Marcus doesn't answer. "Mr. Webb, I'll ask you one more time. Why did you keep the wedding rings of 3 dead women in your storage unit?" "I don't know what you're talking about." "You don't know. But somehow the rings of Jennifer Morrison, Patricia Lang, and Susan Chen, all of whom named you as a life insurance beneficiary, all of whom died under suspicious circumstances, ended up in your possession. What a remarkable coincidence." "Objection." Withdrawn. The prosecutor steps back. No further questions. Marcus is dismissed. He walks back to the defense table like he's won something. But I see it in the jury's faces. They don't believe him. Closing arguments take 2 days. The defense argues reasonable doubt. The prosecution argues pattern and intent. The jury deliberates for 7 hours. When they come back, the forewoman stands. "On the count of murder in the first degree of Jennifer Morrison, how do you find?" "Guilty." Thomas Morrison breaks down beside me. "On the count of murder in the first degree of Patricia Lang, how do you find?" "Guilty." Rachel Lang's sob echoes through the courtroom. "On the count of murder in the first degree of Susan Chen, how do you find?" "Guilty." 3 guilty verdicts, 3 life sentences, 3 families vindicated. The judge continues. "On the count of attempted murder of Christopher Hayes, guilty. On the counts of fraud, conspiracy, and racketeering, guilty on all counts." Marcus Webb doesn't react, doesn't flinch, just sits there, expressionless. The judge addresses him directly. "Mr. Webb, you have been found guilty of 3 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of attempted murder, and 47 counts of fraud and related charges. You have systematically targeted, manipulated, and murdered vulnerable women for financial gain. You have shown no remorse, no humanity, no acknowledgement of the lives you've destroyed." She pauses. "I hereby sentence you to life without the possibility of parole on each murder count, to be served consecutively. 3 life sentences. Additionally, I impose the maximum sentence on all remaining counts. You will die in prison, Mr. Webb, and the world will be safer for it." The gavel falls. Marcus is led away in chains. As he passes our row, he looks at me. For just a second, and I see it. The flash of rage. The realization that he lost. The house always wins, but he wasn't the house. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarm. Sarah Collins gives a statement about the FBI's investigation, the 17 arrests, the 8 women saved from Marcus's active target list. I stand with Thomas and Rachel declining interviews. Victoria appears on the courthouse steps, alone. No one approaches her. A reporter shouts, "Ms. Hayes, do you have any comment on the verdict?" She stops, looks at the cameras. "I'm grateful justice was served. I'm grateful my husband survived, and I'm grateful every day that I chose truth over fear." Her voice cracks. "I can't undo what I've done. I can only try to become someone who deserves a second chance." Someone in the crowd shouts, "Murderer!" Victoria flinches, keeps walking. Her lawyer guides her to a waiting car. As they drive away, I see her through the window, head down, shoulders shaking. Robert touches my arm. "You okay?" "Yeah." I watch the car disappear. "Yeah, I think I am." 6 months later. The mediation office is neutral territory. Beige walls, comfortable chairs, a table with water pitchers and tissues nobody uses. Victoria sits across from me, her lawyer beside her, my lawyer beside me, the mediator in the middle. "We're here to finalize the divorce settlement," the mediator begins. "Ms. Hayes has agreed to waive any claim to Mr. Hayes' assets given the circumstances. Mr. Hayes has agreed not to pursue civil damages for the attempted murder and fraud. Is that correct?" "Yes," we say simultaneously. The paperwork is signed. 12 years of marriage reduced to signatures and stamps. Afterward, we stand in the parking lot, awkward. Strangers who once knew everything about each other. Victoria speaks first. "I'm working at a diner now, waitressing. It's honest work." "Good?" "I filed for bankruptcy. The debt, everything Marcus set up, I'm paying it back. Slowly. The court-ordered restitution, the community service, I'm doing all of it." I heard. "I don't expect you to forgive me, Christopher. I don't even forgive myself." She looks at me, really looks at me. "But I want you to know, I testified. I helped put him away. I saved those women. It doesn't make up for what I did, but it's something." I told the court that Marcus didn't just try to kill me. He attacked the idea that family is sacred. But here's what I've learned since. Family isn't just blood. It's the people who show up when your world is burning. Robert, my father, Agent Collins and her team, Thomas Morrison, who lost his wife but stood with me anyway. Even Victoria, in the end, chose truth over fear. "You testified," I acknowledge. "You saved lives. That counts for something." Relief flashes across her face. Not forgiveness, just acknowledgement. "Can I ask you something?" she says. "Yeah." "Do you think, years from now, do you think you'll remember any of the good parts before Marcus, before everything fell apart?" I think about the woman who made me coffee before dawn flights, who left notes in my suitcase, who laughed at my bad jokes. That woman was real. So was the woman who tried to kill me. Both of them exist in the same person. "Yeah," I say, "I'll remember." She smiles, small, sad. "Thank you for that." She walks to her car, a 10-year-old Honda, not the luxury SUV she used to drive. No designer purse, no expensive heels, just Victoria, stripped down to basics, trying to rebuild. I watch her drive away. Then I get in my truck and head to the airport. The hangar in Van Nuys looks the same as it did 6 months ago. My plane, the one that crashed, the one that almost killed me, sits in the center bay, fully restored. Robert is already there, leaning against the workbench, coffee in hand. "Took you long enough," he says. "Divorce paperwork." I run my hand along the fuselage. "All signed, all done." "How do you feel?" "Free." The plane gleams under the fluorescent lights. New paint, new fuel system, new safety mechanisms. The mechanic did good work. On my workbench in a small evidence bag sits a poker chip, red with gold trim. VH engraved on the side. The FBI gave it back after the trial. Said I could keep it? I did, not as a trophy, as a reminder. You can survive what was meant to destroy you. Robert follows my gaze. You keeping that? Yeah, right here, where I can see it every day. I pick up the bag, set it next to a photo, me and Robert, fishing trip from last summer, before everything changed. Reminder of what I survived. He nods, understands. We stand in comfortable silence, the way only family can. So, Robert says, you getting back up there? I look at the plane, think about the crash, the fear, the moment I thought I was going to die. Then I think about Marcus Webb sitting in a cell for the rest of his life. About the 12 women who are safe because we fought back. About Victoria serving tables and paying her debts. About Thomas and Rachel finally getting closure. About the fact that I'm standing here at all. The house always wins, Dad, but I'm not playing their game anymore. I'm playing mine. I grab the keys off the hook. Yeah, I'm getting back up there. Robert grins. Need a co-pilot? Always. We walk to the plane together, father and son, survivor and protector. I climb into the cockpit, the smell of leather and aviation fuel, the weight of the yoke in my hands. I taxi onto the runway, and I fly.